Okay, get that. When she says, are there any amendments or changes to the agenda, say strike your allocation? Wait, so what if you do? No, you don't have allocation. You don't have. Yeah, I was gonna say, no, Sarah, come here. Wait, let me do.
So you all mean because he did not.
Okay, I did not explain it.
Can people on Zoom hear us? Really? Because just want to make sure. Thank you. Yes, maybe. It's working? Okay, awesome. So we're gonna sworn in the people. So Tara, that includes you then. And then, awesome, okay. And then everyone else that wasn't there for Saturday's installation. Be prepared to see the.
You were at the Saturday installation, just raise your right hand and repeat after me. Please state your name.
I, Davia Ivory,
Do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will, to the best of my ability,
that I will, to the best of my ability,
support the Constitution and the bylaws
support the Constitution and the bylaws
of the Undergraduate Student Association of UCLA,
of the Undergraduate Student Association of UCLA,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
promote, maintain, and extend
promote, maintain, and extend
the worth, value, and name
the worth, value, and name
of the University of California.
of the University of California.
Hey, congratulations, everybody.
Thank y'all for participating in that. So excited to work alongside John. So excited to see the work that we'll do. So yeah, are there any amendments to the agenda? Strikes, go here.
Can we add a discussion on capital contingency or announcement?
Okay, I strike ASRF and TGMF allocations.
Anything else? Okay,
Can I strike SWC programming fund allocations?
awesome. And Janice?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And then Josh, go ahead.
Can we also please strike capital contingency and contingency programming, please? Thanks.
No,
Did we just say capital contingency?
I forgot what I don't hold it up. It was like.
That's a great question. How would I decide that? Oh, I know how to do. A resident tech expert, though, thank God.
Josh, in the meantime, also you could type it. Yeah. I don't.
No. Is it on?
Josh, can you say something just so we can test the audio?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Okay. And then you can go ahead with whatever you have to about.
Could we please strike capital contingency and contingency programming, please?
Can we strike SFS foundation?
Okay. Let's approve the agenda. Can I have a motion?
Approve the agenda.
Is there a motion? Can I have a second?
second.
There are motions and seconds. Can I have a vote?
Oh,
All in favor?
all in favor?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect.
Two on there.
Oh. Okay, 14. By motion 14-0, the agenda is approved. But. So you don't have approval of minutes, right, from last time, or do you have to? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. So let me know, most of y'all weren't there. I definitely got a chance to review the minutes. Well, previous council, got a chance to approve the minutes. So we'll just go ahead and approve those. Can I have a motion to approve? Motion to approve. Here, Jonathan motion. And a second, perfect. And then, what is it? All in favor? Oh, sorry, go ahead. No. Okay, so all in favor, please raise your hands. Okay, 4. There one on Zoom. 13. Okay. 13. Okay, and then 13-0. It is approved. Okay. Cool. So we'll go ahead and invite the public comment speakers. They are done Zoom or in person. I can do pre in person. So I'll be opening that up at 7. Anyone for public comment? Just a minute. Thank you.
I'm the chapter chair for Cal. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hello, my name is Claire. I'm the chapter chair for CalPERG at UCLA. Hello, everyone. Congrats on being elected and for being your first meeting. You'll soon find this out, but I'm going to come to every meeting to tell you guys like what CalPERG is doing, what we're up to. So for a quick overview, for those of you who might not know, CalPERG is an advocacy group on campus. We have chapters at all the UCs. We've been at UCLA for 50 years now. We're a public interest group, so we work on issues that benefit the public and also that the majority of people agree on. That ends up being a lot of environmental issues, basic needs, and like youth voter engagement. Yeah, some cool things we've done in the past is we got the whole system committed to 100% clean electricity. We also, over the summer, passed S4, which is supposed to reduce plastic pollution in California by 70% in the next 10 years. Also in the fall, we got LA Green Styrofoam, which is very cool. That was a UCLA specific win. And so for some updates for the past week, last week we got an award from Oceana for our Youth Earth Week environmental work. Also this Friday in Green Plaza, we're doing a pollinator palooza event for our Save the Bees campaign. It's to raise awareness for a bill called AB 363, which would ban bee killing pesticides in California. So you guys should come, it'll be super fun. Also, we're currently running an ocean themed art contest. Applications close on Friday. If you are an artist and you know other people who are artists, which is today. But yeah, that's a little bit about who we are. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll be back next week. Good luck, guys.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone else for public comment? On Zoom, in person? Okay, cool. Okay. In the. Okay.
Hello, is this public comment right now?
Yes.
I wanted to call out and discuss the ARC funding, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
So my name's Michelle. I am part of the Vietnamese Student Union as the Vietnamese graduation chair. And for Vietnamese graduation, our aim for the event is to be able to celebrate the Vietnamese American community by acknowledging their accomplishments throughout their college career, and especially having this commencement is an important way to be able to like celebrate that, such as like we're gonna bring in cultural food for the event, and being able to have like a speaker events in which like our community could be able to express their sentiments in both Vietnamese and English. And we wanted this commencement as an way to celebrate for their graduates and their families. For the ARC funding, I have applied for ARC funding for Vietnamese graduation on April 21st, 2023 at 2:42 p.m., which is within the deadline of April 21st, 2023, 5 p.m. I have been trying to follow up with ARC within these allocations, and I have been trying to reach out to the advisor for the Cultural Affairs Commission, but I haven't heard anything about it. Is there a way that I can hear back about it?
Yeah, okay, give me one second. Thank you so much for taking the time to come to our meeting. I really do appreciate that. Alicia, you have your hand raised. If you want to go ahead and respond, that'd be great.
Hi, Michelle. I'm not sure because I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm gonna ask Jeffrey, which is my funding chair, who is my funding chair, about your allocation because I'm pretty sure we have enough money to allocate to you, but because there's a lot of cultural graduations and shows and just so much cultural programming this quarter, it's been harder to make allocations with the amount of money we have left. But I'll for sure check in with ARC by the end of this meeting to see like the status of your allocation. I'm really, really sorry that you've had to wait on like your response. Let me see. I will let you know. Do you mind like sharing your email with me?
Yes, for sure. Is there a way I can send it over?
Or question, is it NHI Michelle?
Yes, it is.
Okay, then I'll just follow you up with you after this meeting ends and after I talk to my chair so I can let you know your update on that.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm so sorry about that.
It's all right, don't worry about it. Thank you again.
Thank you, and Alicia, let me know if I can help support you in any way. But if there's anybody else with a comment? There's? Everybody? Okay. So we'll be closing public comment at 7:14 p.m. All right. And perfect. So most of our funding is stricken. So we'll back to Alicia with the allocation.
Was that for me?
Yeah.
Are you going to ARC allocations now?
Yep.
Okay, so this week we approved a total of $5,000 to 2 non-USAC entities, and I will type that in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, the TGIF
Yeah, this week we've approved $6,676.51 to 14 non-USAC activities.
Each one should ask if they're
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, that is a consent item, but is there any opposition to Elise's allocations? Okay, perfect, no opposition, that's good to go. Okay, now if you can repeat.
Yeah, for sure. This week we've allocated $6,676.51 to 14 non-USAC entities for the TGIF Green Initiative Fund.
Would you be able to type that into the chat?
Yes, I think I'm gonna do that.
Cool. All right, is there any opposition? Okay, we are all good there. All right, we don't have any special presentations, no appointments yet. Okay, now we'll be moving into officer reports. Okay, and I'll go ahead and start off with that one. So let's see. So I wrote my speech for the USAC installation. You have to be there. You have to be there. It was good. So thank you to everyone that was able to attend, and for those that were playing on the event, I really do appreciate it. Very well executed. Really loved the balloon arch. That was my favorite. Which was later found to use a permit. So right now I'm preparing my speech for CSC's annual banquet, so excited to do that. I was also invited to IDEA's 20th anniversary banquet, so I plan on sending that this Thursday. I encourage you also to attend that. Well, I believe they sent emails to previous officers, but they don't, since not everyone's transitioned, if you need the link to that on the Eventbrite, I will send that out once we standardize our communication for this council. Last week I helped IDEA's flyer on Bruin Walk to get the word out for Opportunity for All campaign, which I'm happy to say that they won in the communication with the reagents. So we will be organizing a special presentation so that council can learn more about undocked student issues. So we'll be doing that soon. I know with Roy, Jessica, and Jonathan, some other folks as well, and Lord. Some of the appointments that we'll talk about in a bit. I have lunch with Hello next week, so I'll be meeting with their outgoing and incoming presidents, discuss some issues facing the Jewish community. They also invited all of us to they're having a new Nati event on June 9th. So I'll be sending the RTP information for that as well. And then also attending a plethora of culture shows, including ISA, which is the African Student Association, ALC, they're having their first annual culture show, that's Afro-Latinx. Also attending the Radiant Student Group culture show as well. Once I get access to the email Instagram, I'll be posting my hiring forms ASAP. Currently rocky. Me and Lori. It's never gonna be fixing, never gonna be doing. So that will be on what we said, the dates, the 31st and then June 6th. So we'll have those times out for y'all as well. I believe on the 31st, we said 9 AM to 1 PM. And then on June 6th, we have 10 AM to 3 PM. That really is just an effort to make sure that we have all of them still, or the most we can, before everyone leaves for summer and we're struggling. So I really hope that it goes well. But we'll have more information for y'all soon on that. We're also in communication with some folks about doing like the USAC open house during Group 0. So that will be more information to come, especially in our summer meetings. Beginning of summer meetings, we'll be establishing that schedule soon. So those meetings will be on Zoom. Because I don't know where y'all are going. Last summer, I was studying abroad. So. One of those remote, but then coming back to in fall, we'll be having those. Oh, sorry. Before I get into that, so we'll be having in-person trainings for the remainder of this quarter. So make sure you be in person at 6 PM because we'll be having Title IX and some other trainings coming in. So those are mandatory. In addition to that, in fall we'll be returning in person, but please let me know if you individually have any concerns about that. Okay. Besides that, just remember to follow through with some of the emails that Jonathan sent, having our profile pictures, making sure you go through the bylaws, stuff like that about your position. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Okay, passing it off to Megan.
I don't have a very extensive report, I'm gonna lie.
It's good.
But congratulations, everyone. I'm very glad to be here with everyone. So I met with Milan and I received all my transition documents from her. So that's what, I have access to that email, like the Instagram and everything now. I created my IBP summer action plan. And like basically the format for how the IBP office is gonna look next year. I'm in the middle of creating our executive staff application, so that's set to come out next week if I can get a graphics person. We're also gonna have to camera that myself. So watch out for that. I'll ask you guys to share it later. I already have access to the IBP office, so I'm cleaning that. Gross.
Oh. That's it.
I applied to capital contingency for the IVP office because our desk is broken. And this Friday, our student involvement committee from technically still this year, they're hosting one of our last IVP events. It's a student showcase. We're gonna have like the student artists and like musical acts, Actor Hall, Actor House at 6 p.m.
Awesome, okay. And then.
Hi, everyone. So, like most of you, I'm also, undergoing a transition. I pretty much have everything I need right now, and our application is actually opening up tomorrow, so I'm super excited about that. Second thing, EDP recently joined the Basic Needs Coalition, along with CIC, SWC, and a bunch of other amazing coalition partners like, Bedrock Hunger, Calvert Initiative, Root Shelter. This really is on. But they're us and them, we're tabling a plaza 11 to Thursday to promote basic needs resources that are in CLA, as well as to discuss the coalition's policy goals, which will also be posted on social media. I also am in the process of meeting with Bruin Shelter to discuss the state car initiative on campus. I might be discussing that like back in the IAP, so just be on the lookout for my email for that. I also met with Strike Out Hunger this week. We discussed summer planning to mobilize at the September 19th to 21st USAC meeting that we hosted at UCLA. So that's going to be a great opportunity to public comments and really fight for basic needs, accessibility at UCs. I also met with Sage. They are a environmental sustainability organization on campus. I believe they reached out to some other USAC. We are going to partner with them, and they're going to conduct an environmental review on the Sepulveda transit corridor, seeing what environmental impact that would have by having a heavy rail stop in UCLA located in the plaza. So that's super exciting, and you're able to utilize that as part of our continued advocacy with back for the Sepulveda transit corridor. Next, I schedule meetings with Bruins leadership to discuss like infrastructure and campus voting next year, as well as the Northwest Neighborhood Council. And the last thing, UCSA, which is Student Association, essentially the statewide board of MPs. Their appointed officer application is now open, and that's something that the EPs at all UCs vote on. So I just wanted to share this opportunity. Appointed officers go to UCSA board meetings every month, and they are kind of the like campus climate reporter on some very specific issues. And so with that leadership position, you get to advocate for whatever that you want. So there's like a bunch of them, and I think I'm just going to list them out here because I think you all and people in your offices would definitely be interested in some of these. We have an alumni relations officer, academic affairs officer, basic needs officer, campus climate versus scholar officer, financial aid advocacy officer, labor relations officer, underrepresented students officer, international students affairs officer, transfer student affairs officer, student housing officer, and lastly, disability justice officer. That application is due June 23rd, and I would highly encourage y'all to apply or folks in your offices to apply. I would love to see more UCLA participation in that space. It's super important that we get better representation there, and we really advocate for what we want to do.
So there, one, Kate.
You guys don't call me Kate, see Caitlin, just ignore that. So congratulations, everyone. I'm really excited for this last quarter and this year. The only thing I have to report is that I'm finalizing an application, and I know it's not probably at the beginning of next week. To the schedules. But yeah, if any of you guys have friends who are interested in the general one of which is let me know.
Yeah, it's Gabby. Yeah. No, it's been Gabrielle, but it's okay. Like everyone can call me Gabby. So basically, right now I'm just focusing on finalizing my exec board. So I have my chief of staffs. And then we're just sort of finalizing how the board is going to look like. And then I had a graphic made for hiring directors. And then hopefully that will be posted this week once I get access to the Instagram. But yeah, that's all I have.
Glad to meet all of you. Jonathan is number 3, so first congrats to everyone. I'm really glad to officially be able to start all of our work together. So far, I've been more than happy transitioning into the role, communicating with the predecessor on anything else that you have in meanwhile. Feeling good about it, getting to the role little by little. Through the transition, started to hire my executive board. We'll publish an application soon and we'll coordinate with the social media transition and everything, because you know that my predecessor is still working within the social media realm. I'm gonna make an application as well, like I already have a draft prepared for that, as well as making a calendar for different applications release. I will intend to release them little by little, executive board, directors, and then just general staff by the start of the school year. And I will update you all when I have an application open, in case there's anyone in your office that you see that you think, or anyone in your circle that you feel would be, well qualified or that would like to work within the general office. I did get access to social media, however, again, I do have to discuss that transition with my predecessor. So far, I did draft my governance plan. I already need to design language for my social media and everything else that I would be releasing as part of the office of the general representative 3. I've already kind of come up with the direction I want to take the office for the next year. My goal, platform, and intended staff roles for the next year as well. I'll definitely be in touch with many of you for a different collaboration in order just to see what we can do to maximize our service together. I'm going to start reaching out to important stakeholders regarding my platforms in the near future, more particularly about transitioning room cards into our mobile phone, which will be, I hope to have complete as soon as possible. But yeah, that's about all everything I got. Thank you.
Awesome. I'm doing the first semester, Susan.
Yes, hi everyone. Congratulations to all of us again. But like Naomi, I am also planning on attending the Ideas Banquet, so very excited for that this Thursday. There is also a banquet for the USIE program, which is the undergraduate student initiated education program, which is something that the Academic Affairs Commission is very involved in, and we appoint a chair and vice chair for that program. So I'm going to be attending that banquet. We'll be meeting USIE leadership and discussing logistics for how I can appoint my vice chair. I am also in communication with the current chair, the appointment made by the previous commissioner, to learn more about the program and to see what I can do. And kind of in attending these banquets, I am also hoping to do outreach with more community and campus organizations. Those I find particularly important, especially the mother organizations, hoping to establish those points of contact and be in communication as soon as possible. I am working with the previous finance directors to finish up our allocations. So they have been very helpful and accommodating. And I think they mentioned that we're almost done. We're just waiting for a few more responses and we will have finished our spring quarter funds. I opened up applications for my executive board this past Friday, and they're going to be due this Friday with interviews conducted on a rolling basis. I was planning on opening up academic senator applications this Friday, but I guess now knowing that the format will be a little different, I can probably open that up even sooner. But I am going to be opening up director applications this Friday. And as part of that, I just revamped the director structure from last year, kind of working on advice that I was given from a previous commissioner, taking steps to not necessarily cut down roles, but perhaps cut down director positions to not only increase the stipends that I can give directors, but also to kind of increase like internal accountability and provide more general staff member opportunities as well. I'm also working on kind of continuing initiatives that the previous commission put in place, bless you. Such as the OccuSpace initiative, which is to detect occupancy levels in libraries. That is still an ongoing process, so I would like to make sure to honor that and see that through. I'm also meeting with Books for Bruins leadership in ASUCLA and the student bookstore, because that is also a very important program that I am planning to continue and expand. And something that was ramping up kind of to the tail end of the previous term was some advocacy regarding the inclusive access program and the current structure of it, and seeing how we may be able to improve that and make it an opt-in system rather than an opt-out system. I have also scheduled a meeting with Mary Romo in ASUCLA this Thursday, which I'm very excited for to speak with her. And yeah, that's actually all from me. So thank you.
Yeah, Commissioner. Hello, everyone. My name is Nathan Miller. I'm the Executive Commissioner, and obviously congratulations to everyone. So excited to get to work with everyone next year. Nothing really too much to report. I've been like transitioning from Joe, the current commissioner from the past, but just diving into her, kind of figuring out the role and everything. I've hired my directors for next year, so I'm really excited to start working with them. I've already started meeting with them and Alicia a little bit to like kind of start planning tentative plans for room fashion as well. We're gonna start meeting fully. Go effort into that, but like we're kind of into the planning, start planning phase, so we're getting there. But I'm really excited to start something there. I think it'll be really fun. But besides that, just like upcoming events, I want to plug like this Thursday, Capital Bloom. This is our EDM concert from 7 to 10 in Kirkhoff Patio. And the Thursday after that, we have Short Take, which is our free film festival, which will open to all students like all around the country on the UCLA. So that's something that we're really excited about. And yeah, just really excited to start working with you guys. That's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Chia.
Hi everyone, I'm Sherry. I'm the next Community Service Commissioner, and also very nice to see all of you. So we are in the midst of hiring our next team of directors and committee members. So the application has been out for like 1.5 weeks and it closes this Friday. So if you know anyone who's interested, yeah, you can share the applications. And we're also preparing our transition documents. And our last meeting with our old staff is happening tomorrow, so that's gonna be very nice bonding time. Yeah, and just to continue on what I shared just now, we have been part of the efforts to create the Student Coalition for Basic Needs. So basically in winter, CNC organized this Basic Needs town hall. The purpose was trying to get different student organizations working on the issue of basic needs to come and work together and really just leverage like the strength of collaboration and partnerships to advocate for like larger issues. So now we have like a solid coalition with like 9 members, and it's like the whole purpose of this is to structure communication between these student groups with aligned mission, and also to push for policy requests at the university, regions, and state level. So a lot of really exciting things have come up already, and to launch like the coalition, we have the Basic Needs Resource Fair, again, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Evergreen Plaza this Thursday. There's going to be a lot of like free food and tentative policy document requests. There'll be like Moon Beekeeper, climate candy, summer ACI, and a lot of other fun stuff. So do pop by if you're available. And we also have an Instagram at UCLA NCPN. So give that a follow as well. And then the next thing is that CNC is also working on our final event of the year, Service Summit. So Service Summit is an event aiming to bring together all the campus and community leaders, organizations, and students to celebrate our collective service efforts this year and discuss how we can better serve our communities and make a positive impact on society. So it's also a good space for service groups to kind of just network, share knowledge, and see what different groups have been up to. And we also want to feature students who have been doing research projects on like social justice, related to social justice or community engagement. We are still opening applications for anybody who wants to present
So if you know anyone who is involved in any form of service work, advocacy work, that would be great for this service summit, do direct them to our Instagram page and get signed up. We'll have a keynote speaker, gonna have workshops, and service presentation. And that's gonna be next Friday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And then other stuff, I'm also gonna be meeting the volunteer center to get started on volunteer day preparation. So volunteer day is an annual event that happens during True Brain Welcome Week. It's like a massive day where a bunch of students go all around LA to serve, and usually takes a lot of preparation this summer. So we're getting started on that this week. And for the Robert S. Michael Scholarship Award, this is an award that awards 5 students with $1,000 and some money to an organization of their choice. And yeah, so we kind of received 20 applications for this award, and we will be reviewing applications and scheduling the announcement of the results in advance. And the last thing is that we're also planning CSC banquet for our project and all the stuff, and that will be happening next Saturday. Yes, that's all.
Okay, and I'll just see a cultural affairs commissioner.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so I know the year is wrapping up, but we do have quite some events happening. So, this Saturday, we're gonna have a CAC and Friends cookout, organized by some of our staff. But that is just for CAC staff, and like their families. So it's not open. I'm really sorry. The next thing is this Sunday is our last DCT tour of the year. So we're gonna go to Koreatown. Once that goes out, we'll be sharing on social media like the RSVP, but it'll be free transportation, free food, hopefully Korean barbecue is like in the itinerary with my directors. Then the next thing is Monday, we have Jazz Reggae Fest. So if you have not gotten your tickets, student tickets are discounted as well as faculty. So please get your tickets before we sell them out. My staff is doing like flyering this week, just right before the festival on Monday. So be sure to show up. The last thing, question mark, yeah, is our end of year event with just like a celebration of like, you know, the hard work we've done this year in all of CAC. And we'll have performances as well as like different forms of like art stations. So we're gonna do like stencils, and we're gonna do candle making, perfume making, jewelry making, and tote bag painting. At this event, we'll also have our new merch. So if you come, you'll get some merch, potentially. Some giveaways will happen. And then I also have been interviewing a ton of people last week, this week, and next week for director and executive positions. So that's been going really steadily. And then just finishing, ARC is finishing up allocations because we literally have almost run dry. So we're like, we might have to deny some, unfortunately, because like we don't have enough to give, or just like do partial allocations just so that at least every student group does them. But we will be prioritizing graduations and culture shows. What's it called? And then I also have everything set for transition retreat for all my directors. So that'll be occurring after our end of year event, just to make sure that everyone knows what they're doing if they're involved in Brew and Bash planning this summer, and how to set up the year. So I'm also planning an outline of how to set up the ARC initiative, which includes the ARC fund, but also has different components. So yeah, we're just doing that. All of our director positions will be filled. So that is really, really exciting. And then, yeah, to segue into that, into Brew and Bash, I had a meeting with Mason yesterday, and we basically outlined like, you know, our agreements, our like things to do by the next day, so and so. So that's getting started. But that's it for CAC.
Yeah, pretty similar to what everybody else has said, very much so in the transition, doing team meetings. We've been checking with all the previous year's directors, had the final PAC general meeting yesterday. We're looking at hiring. We have our executive board hired out. We are going to open up the director applications and all staff applications this Friday. We have, I think, more on the external side of things. We met with T, obviously, with the passing of the transit referendum. We have now tap card distributions. We're now planning on how we're going to get tap cards distributed, how we're going to educate people about that. So that's going to become a summer project for T. I also met with County Supervisor Lindsay Horvath. We talked about the school to transit corridor. She's reaffirmed her stance that she is very much set for a station at UCLA and for a direct transfer to the D line. She has not yet said anything for having the light rail, heavy rail versus monorail, but we are continuing to pressure her as a member of the board, the Metro board, very important connection to have. We also have a meeting scheduled right now with the Bruin Access Van. I don't know if anybody had seen the Daily Bruin article, but this is something that we've heard consistently in the Facilities Commission. It's just about how inconsistent and how unreliable the Bruin Access Van can be. We're looking for possible solutions, maybe using the Universal Transit Pass and partnering with Metro Micro, or adapting some form of previous Gen Rep 2's council member Keon. He had a safe ride initiative, maybe adapting something like that for students with disability who are not able to access the Bruin Access Van because of its unreliability. We're also working right now with the Lily Shaw Disability Cultural Center. This is something that's an absolute priority for our office. We're having meetings with previous cultural centers, seeing how they were able to manage to create it and go through that whole process. We have a meeting actually with VC Gordon this Friday. I think that Naomi, Eva, and Megan are going to be there as well. That's not the only thing that's on the agenda, but definitely a top priority is trying to find space allocated for the cultural center. And then I think finally, we also have study nights that we're doing at Poly Pavilion. I don't know if anybody had been to the one that was last quarter at John Wooden Center. Now we're doing study nights at Poly Pavilion during the finals week. So just keep a lookout for that. It's a great time to go in, be in a little bit of a less crowded area when you guys are studying for finals. But yeah, I think that's all the updates I have.
Just a quick question. Yeah.
Updates on the update on the New York Times, that should be hopefully the guesstimate that we are for the end of the quarter. So we will then like have to write a complete promote so we can make sure that everyone gets access to that. We're also gonna get a banner like that is in our budget. But we're just finalizing the details of the contract right now. For the Hillel, June, Shabbat, please try to come to that. That would be, I also part of the, which is line agreement. Also, some of the chancellors will be there to just be a good networking thing for, council members and everything. If you want to meet them, obviously we need them through our USAC meetings, but, or like the trainings, but, also like maybe on a more personal level. But, and then, we're giving about $2,000 to the commuter program to do parking permits for the summer. And then we've also received some money from the transportation office to continue that into next year. We started to have meetings with Linda from SGA about more financial transparency stuff. So I guess keep an eye out on that. And then just to meet council members, if you have any comments or questions, you can always text me. Starting on council can be very difficult and like a rough transition at that. You know, the transition was great this year. We got the transition this year. But so if you need help at all, I'm really plus.
What was the date on the whole event again?
On June 9th, it's night, June 7th, 7:30, and it's a free dinner too. Yeah, that and it's an Acronym Grand Ballroom.
Okay, so on this commission, yes.
Yes, hi everybody, my name is Janice, pronounced like tennis, so no, that's just my name, so for updates for the Student Wellness Commission, I'm super excited. We're going through our internal transition. I announced my assistant commissioners and my chief of staff today. So we're just like hitting the ground running, super excited. We have already over 20 applicants. in 2 different positions in our office. And then as for events that you guys should be on the lookout before the end of the year, next week, if you know the brand, We're Not Really Strangers, they have this like human connection based card game. Very cool. They have a whole social media campaign too that's like very based in mental health. So one of our committee's Active Minds is actually having the founder of that company come to the Kirkhoff Staterooms at 5 p.m. next Thursday. So tell your friends, you guys obviously as council members are invited. Please come out. They're giving away free things and we're playing a new self-love edition of their card game. We also have 2 other council members, I think, EVP and the Community Service Commissioner also mentioned it, but SWC is a part of that Basic Needs Coalition, and we're doing our first like big, I think like 12 different organizations are joining us on Bruin Plaza, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Thursday. So this is the 3rd time it's being mentioned. Please, I know a lot of us ran on platforms based in basic needs and caring for student welfare and wellness. So, you know, let's set an example by showing up to these things and learning about what our student-led organization is doing on the ground. And then last but not least, right after that event, as an extension of the Basic Needs Visibility Day, one of the SWC committees are putting out free dental screenings as like a way to address how difficult like dental insurance and dental health can be to access. So free screenings 2 to 5 and free dental hygiene kits. And last but not least, we're going to be distributing $20,000 from surplus funding in gift cards to be spent on basic needs at the UCLA store starting next week. So we're super excited to end the year off giving back to our students. Yes, that was all for me. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. And Chancellor Senior Representative Tara.
So hi, everyone, so sorry that I missed this, and share my life is. Right now. Congratulations to everybody. I'm really proud to be here with y'all today, as well as coming from South Carolina. And, on the orientation, we are,
Check.
I can hear now.
Okay. In addition to that, the STOMP, transfer org, they kind of like focus on prospective transfer students. They have like a admit panel. And so I was able to speak at that. That was really cool, give like my perspective as a transfer and as a PSR. I also sponsored a beach day with LBCP, Long Beach Community College. They have an immersion program there. That was really cool. I did not get to go, but I saw the pictures. It was great. I also sponsored the first Armenian Transfer Day. That was this past weekend as well. I did go to that. That was amazing. ASA is so like wholesome. They were like, "Oh, we voted for you. Like, thank you so much." It's so cool. And then just for context, they did come to USAC last quarter and they presented a resolution asking for our support. And they let me know really sadly that I was one of the only, or if not the only, council member that did support them after they presented that resolution. So I was really happy that they were like giving me affirmation. That same day, I went to 3 different events that day. ISA also had a butcher night that I also sponsored. That was really dope. They had like representation from Samoa, from Guam, from Hawaii, and I believe Tonga also. There's one more that I forgot. And then later after that, the Nigerian Student Association also had a culture night, and so that was fantastic. You're probably all wondering why I'm wearing a ball gown dress to a USAC meeting. But there's a Black Greek board here called the Alpha. They are having like a Black Women's Appreciation Award ceremony, so I'm receiving an award tonight. That's why. And then for upcoming events, ASU is having a mob to the movie. On Thursday, we're gonna go see Little Mermaid with Chloe. So I would recommend that you guys also up. I think it's gonna be at the AMC at Century City. And so usually when we have these movie nights, like over 200 people show up, we usually like take up the entire movie theater. So y'all are welcome to come. Also that day, Hall of the Chamber Experience is having like a swim party with Insomnia Cookies, the deluxe one. So y'all should go to that as well. I actually got a personal invite from Jeffrey to attend the IBS banquet, so I'm gonna pop in for an hour or so before the movie night to go there. I'm also going to visit Hillel with Ileana tomorrow, to go visit. I've never been to Hillel before, but she's always like, you should come, like, introduce yourself. And I do wanna build that relationship, so I'm gonna go with her. And then I'm also setting up a meeting with the transfer student, or the transfer component at Hillel called Church. Sorry, y'all, there's so much. And then I also sponsored a transfer luncheon with the Transfer Leadership Coalition and the Transfer Student Center. Our three like different boards are called the Transfer Triad. So we're having that on Friday. I would love all of y'all to show up. We are gonna invite like different student leaders. As incoming USAC staff, I really hope that y'all at least go to that one if y'all go to nothing. So that the transfers can meet y'all. And there will also be like faculty, staff, and administrators there as well. After that, on Sunday, I also sponsored a beach day with UNICA, which is a Central American organization here on campus. So I'm really excited for that. They're gonna have art supplies, volleyball. And then Metro's retention component called YOLO is gonna be paying for transportation, so if you need that, reach out to them. I'm also in USIE, so I will be at that USIE celebration. This quarter, I had the fantastic opportunity to teach introduction to Pan-African Black psychology. I'll be there. And I'm also allocating funds towards graduation medals for Black transfers who are graduating. So if y'all know any, please direct them to my Instagram so that they can fill out the RSVP form. I'm also sponsoring the Students with Dependent graduation ceremony so they can have special skulls. I will be releasing my hire application soon. I'm just trying to figure out like who from my office is continuing on. Definitely my finance director who's been spending $100,000, 100K in like one quarter. It's actually crazy. Like the amount of requisition forms I filled out in the past week is crazy. And then speaking of hiring, I make myself a big component like equity, diversity, inclusion. So as like incoming USAC members, I highly recommend that y'all just like look at the representation in the room and kind of try to fill in the gaps for people who y'all like hire on the committee. Specifically because there's only 2 Black people on the USAC staff right now. So just be really intentional with who you hire on the committee, especially because we are the voice for UCLA. Our voice holds weight, not just here across the country. So it's important to have those different voices. Also, speaking of that, I do want to make you all aware of something that has been happening in the Black community. There's been this older, like, man who's like well over 40, like a person who used to be a student and attempting to sexually harass like Black students, particularly like on the Hill next to the Black Community Center. I raised this concern to faculty and staff such as Monroe, Jim Block, Gary Clark, and they kind of gave me a dismissive answer. They didn't really address the situation, and I let them know about the situation last week. And he was seen on the Hill again today. So they're not really adequately addressing the situation. So I call y'all to show yourselves as allies to the Black community and help me to advocate for them to, address this issue. Like I understand we're a public university, but at some point we have to have these parameters around safety. I'm also sponsoring the Afro Latinx Connections Culture Show that Naomi was mentioning, so I hope y'all will come to that. And then, as kind of like a first order of business for the CSR's office, the new term. I wanted to do USAC resolutions last quarter, but the budget kind of spreading thin. So I'm gonna introduce that to y'all. I'm actually gonna bring 3 resolutions, one to ask y'all to support the Black student population, one for the transfer community, and one to advocate for, the university to be, held accountable for its promises of becoming an HSI. There's probably more, but that was really long-winded, so I'll let y'all go. Thank you so much, and congratulations again.
Okay, awesome. Associate Representative Adam.
Hey everyone, I'm Adam, the ISR for next year. Congrats to all of you. I'm super excited to be working with all. So I received all the transition documents from last year's ISR. I have access to the email and Instagram. I'm in communication with last year's ISR and I'm taking over some of the initiatives like the website that just died. Today I had lunch with the president of HIDED, and he talked about the Jewish international student concerns and some upcoming plans for HIDED and ISR. I'm working on putting together the team for next year, and I'm planning a meeting with the director of the Daniel Center to talk about some fall 2023 concerns and some international student events.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, last but not least, our admin reps. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know y'all's last name, so. I know Lori's actually. This is one thing. Me, but the other one. Wait, Jessica is all doing. Oh my God, put it together. Okay. That's.
Shout out to you all. I know it was a very stressful process for you during the election, so way to hang in there. Congrats again. I'm glad to see some new faces and definitely glad to see some of the old faces as well. My only update, as I said earlier, I do work with Soul, so some of you may have received emails from me. Those that did not attend the workshop this year, you definitely can reach out to me. There's a reckoning that we may have to come to. We'll see the new ones there. It was a requirement this year that all registered groups attend a workshop, and that we offer, over 25 workshops throughout the school year. I attended, so if you're one of those groups, you need to reach out to me. Also, requisition through the Soul office, the deadline was this past Sunday. If you missed that deadline, and you also should probably reach out to me as well. Oh, yes. Yes, so all your opposition are registered with Soul. This is a great time to get ahead of your transitions to update your signatories. Each group has 3 signatories, and those 3 signatories are your official representatives. They book rooms, apply for funding. Those are your official kind of people that take care of this. All your other members need to go through your signatories for these things. We don't want to have too many, people having access to this, so we limit it. So everyone in your office is aware of what's going on at all times, if there's no kind of world members out there doing what they want to do. And trust me, sometimes they try to do that. Soul registration. Yeah, anything with your Soul registration, please talk to me. Just something it's something in addition to your ASU CLA requirements. So it is something separate. Make sure you're aware of that. If you have any questions,
Okay, Jessica.
Hello, everybody. So most of the elected to give, things of exciting programming things we have coming up. I also, work with Mary from relatively, so I know we have something already amazing. I hope all the movies are going at some point, to do out of this year.
And she's really great. She's our programming manager, so she
facilitates programs on behalf of the SCCLA, but also can co-program with any of your offices if you just need a little bit more support. We can add great resources like advertising and marketing support, things like that. So hopefully you'll get a chance to connect with her. A couple upcoming programs we have. This Thursday, we have Jazz in the Union with Joe's Oasis Jazz from noon to 1. Next week, we have Noon Tunes on Thursday, June 1st. The artist is TBD. Wellness Wednesday, poster painting in the Fun Zone and Northern Lights on June 3rd. So Wellness Wednesday is like our series where we just do fun, like crafts, de-stress activities. So feel free to drop by. Everything's free and all the supplies are provided for students, so you can just drop in. We're also going to be having de-stress with yoga, breathing, and relaxation in the Grand Salon on Saturday from 11 to noon with healthy snacks after. And then I'll probably update in a future council meeting, but we're also going to be hosting a study break cafe during finals week. So we'll have free snacks and coffee and things like that during finals week. And we're also going to be this quarter adding free blue books and Scantrons for students. It's a program that actually USAC initiated a couple years ago with the UCLA store to make them free for all students. The funding recently ran out for that program. So if we are interested in renewing it, great opportunity to think of ways to fund that. But since that program has discontinued recently, we're gonna go ahead and do that for finals week for all students on behalf of the ASCCLA, because we know that's important for you to get your study materials. So those are all the updates that I have for that. And then I'll probably leave most of the training and onboarding updates to Jonathan. But the other thing that I do want to mention really quickly, so this year we're trying a new approach just to offer each of your offices more direct support and engagement. So between Fernando, Jonathan, and I, we will each be splitting up all of your offices and reaching out to do like one-on-one check-ins with you all, see how we can help with your onboarding process, and then throughout the year, just as things come up. So we'll let you know who each office is going to be. Oh, it's in the folder. Yay! So it's in your folder. So you should be able to see who will be reaching out to you, but we plan to do that in the upcoming couple weeks just to check in before everybody's out for summer. But I did want to mention that because we're hopefully trying that as a better way to support you all, and certainly appreciate the feedback if that system works or doesn't work, or any additional support that you all need. We're really open to hearing your feedback and ideas to improve the process as we go on. And a reminder to do your hiring paperwork. If you haven't done your hiring form, you can drop them off, have Naomi sign, and you can drop them off with myself or Fernando today before you leave.
Well, everybody, super excited for new council and new faces, and I like seeing old faces too. I know that. So kind of similar to what Jessica's doing with dividing you guys up. I'm not dividing you up, but I would like to extend an offer to like kind of hang for 30 minutes. I didn't get to do this last year because I came in like literally the middle of the term. So I would like to sit with, whoever wants to sit and chat about what's coming up for you this year, how I can support you. I am an event manager in rec spaces, so if you need space on IM Field, Sunset, Poly, SAC, that's my domain. But looking forward to Mason and Alicia knocking on my door for Broom Bash. But let's get through jazz reggae first. And then, what else? I guess that's it. I'll bring my business cards next week, so you guys all have my email, and you can email me and find a time to hang out. And if you want to study in Poly with me, I will not tutor you, but I might be around those nights.
My name is Jonathan. You all should know who I am by now, honestly. Got many emails from me, and if you haven't, that's concerning. So let me know. Or check your email. So I've got a good old list here. One of our student staff, Jack, earlier this week sent out the transition docs that we received from your predecessors. He sent those, he shared them via Google. So if you did not get that, or you had problems with that, feel free to reach back out to us and get that to you. Also, especially after hearing that a lot of you are already in the full council member emails, we've been following up your predecessors. Honestly, most of them have outstanding bills from this year. So yours just got resolved. So we followed up again today. It's been a little over a week since we last reached out. And a vast majority of them did not respond to us with updates on that. So if you see your predecessor, if you have contact with your predecessor, if you're in contact with an old finance person, please bump them on that because it's events that have already, it's their bills, you know, and they got to do it before the fiscal year closes. Otherwise they become your bills. So if you don't want to have to pay them with your office budget, we would love your help in making sure they pay them with theirs currently. Office access, it's on the calendar, but you all will get access Monday, week 10. I don't know the particular date, but again, it's on the calendar. If you have any particular issues with your office, you need to get it cleaned, you want to remove the desk, you got a large item, there's a broken pipe, I don't know, we've got broken pipes. Feel free to reach out to sgs@ucla.ucla.edu or to me directly, and we'll coordinate with our wonderful facilities and custodial staff to get that done for you. I'm sure you're going to talk about it again, but appointments tabling is that 31st and the 6th date. Really a wonderful opportunity to connect with students before they head out for the summer as when you do all your appointments. So I will send out all of the docs that are in this folder as one just kind of big PDF. So you'll have that to reference throughout the year virtually. Oh, I'm gonna pass the sign-in sheet back around, and I'd love for you to add your UID to it. That way I can get you all to the My UCLA appointment system tomorrow. Or I can send it over tomorrow. So please fill it out, and if you didn't get a chance to sign a sign-in sheet yet, please also do that. That is required of everyone. Speaking of appointments, something else that I forgot to mention is that the applications are live. So you do not have to hesitate in publicity, anything like that. You don't need to wait until you get access to the system to start directing people to the system. So all the committees are already in there. The applications are live. Anyone can submit an application now. We have a good another set of trainings coming up. So we have another one this Thursday in the Kirkhoff staterooms. If you saw the original calendar, it had that in Ackerman. We are back in the staterooms again. So all the Thursday trainings are in the Kirkhoff staterooms. First floor of Kirkhoff from 12 to 2. That'll be an ASUCLA nuts and bolts. So we'll go over a lot of logistics. Event services will be there to talk to you about how all that works. And yeah, there'll be lots of great onboarding. Next week, as Naomi said, for the rest of the quarter, so you all don't have meetings on finals week. So for 8, 9, and 10, I guess is what's left. We have 6 p.m. trainings. So next week is Title IX. You all, as employees of ASUCLA, will be mandated reporters. So it's very important that you come to these next 2 trainings because you need to know what you're responsible and what's expected of you as a mandated reporter. Next Tuesday also is your professional headshot date. So these are the headshots that, I don't know if you see the plaques in Kirkhoff and Ackerman that have everyone's faces on them. This is a photo that we use. This will be your website photo. This is just another great opportunity for you to get a nice professional headshot. It truly is a headshot. You do not need to wear fancy pants. It's really going to be from here up. It's really quick in and out, so stop in anytime from 5 to 6 before you come over here. Our photographers are wonderful. And that'll be in the 2nd floor of Kirkhoff in the marketing office. I think it's 220. It's on the calendar as well. So please, we pay for this session, so there will not be a makeup. If you miss it, you miss it. And last thing, Jack, one of our student staff, again, Jack is one of our student staff. I'm gonna continually refer to him, as well as Lana, who's another one of our wonderful student staff. Sent out a Google form asking for you all's pronouns, your personal pronouns. We are ordering, those like fancy desk nameplates that it'll have your name, your position, and your pronouns on it. So that when you're all here wonderfully in person, the people, the public, and there's still a lot of you, I'm sure you're learning names, I sure am, can recognize who each other are and how to best address each other. In that form, most of you have filled it out. Thank you. He was so very, very happy that he didn't have to bug people to fill it out. But if you haven't, or if you filled out the form, whatever name you put in on that form, that's the name we're gonna engrave on your thing. So if you want a different name engraved on your plaque, your little name tag, I don't know what to call it. Please let us know individually.
I don't even know if this is question time, but you mentioned applications being open, so like academic senate applications, for example, like those are rolling, right?
Yes, yeah, there's no end date for any of them, until like it becomes appointed. And then just last, I know I said this on Thursday, but I would just love to reiterate that my door is always open. My title is quite literally student government support manager. I'm here to support you. It's quite literally my job. Again, I'm a USAC alum myself, a UCLA alum. I know what you're going through. I know what it's like to sit at this table, and I know how hard it could be. So let's talk through things. Let's plan things out. Let's, commiserate if we need to. So I'm in A level here behind the information window. Please feel free to stop at any time. And yeah, you should know how to reach me by now, I think. That's what I got.
Okay, so going into old business. So this was a financial policy presented by Eliana Sisman, our previous Gen Rep 3. Taking a look at it, it looks like it wasn't approved by CRC. Oh, sorry about that.
It was recommend that we actually table it or just completely remove it for now, because making any changes to this won't really impact anybody until fall quarter, and just to give everybody enough time to familiarize with it. Also to give us more time to do more research. I don't think we've gotten an answer about the work study issue. So that would be my recommendation, that we just pull it and then bring it up back up during the summer when when we have more energy.
Like actually go through the bylaws to really know what is being said before reading this bylaw change. So in on a motion. Okay, Sarah, Sarah motion, then I get seconds. Thanksgiving 13, wait, is it 13? Yeah, 13, okay. Any opposed? Anybody was lost on? Abstain? Wait, Elisa, you want to abstain?
No, I vote to approve.
Okay, 14. Okay, awesome, so go ahead and that. And then on to new business. I think we got a couple things on here. We're almost done, y'all. Appreciate your time. Okay, so first thing is there will be so discussion of appointments and committees. Okay, I want to get this done tonight, especially as we have to appoint 2 people by week 10. So we have a couple different committees. We have our appointment search committee, we have our appointment review committee, we have our constitution review committee, we have our budget review committee. So kind of brief overview of what these do. So it is in our bylaws, so I'll just give like a brief summary. An appointments review committee is to question and review all recommended applicants. So forward is recommendation to the council for final approval. Search committee, this one's kind of weird. I don't really know how to describe it, but it says in our bylaws, it shall be formed by the council to solicit applications, screen applicants, and make recommendations to council. This one I see as more of like just an outreach, so definitely would help with our in-person extravaganza. So, and also, if you would have the support of making graphics to help get appointments, I definitely see it as that kind of role, especially as our appointments review committee will be the ones primarily interviewing our applicants. We also have our constitutional review committee that is to set up review, investigate, and make recommendations to change and update the USA Constitution and bylaws. So if you do take a look at the agenda, looking at that, our old business on there, you can see that have to have a vote by CRC. So that would be something that they would review before bringing it to council to vote on. Then we have our budget review committee. And I'm sorry, you sat on it. Do you want to kind of pull?
Yeah, that beginning for school starts to improve like in the first few weeks of council and you get the budget for the entire year. So it's about $10 and you're just going through it like sort of line by line, making sure like everything, all like the T's are lined and the I's are dotted and you council overall like approves it, but the budget review committee gets sort of a deeper dive on the budget. And then can make suggestions.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, yeah, right.
So in terms of like restricting it, or something already restricted? Yeah, so, any sort of funding that is currently allocated and you wanted to be able to use it for that thing. You will need to. Why I think next year, we're gonna. You'll just need the list. Go create and like. It won't really be a big, but the funds itself won't really be available till end of fall or winter.
For budget review committee, there also, the review, the like, funding body review committee for the, USA Meeting.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool. Okay, so for our appointment search committee, we need 3 individuals. After talking with our advisors as well, we were thinking of having one of the gen reps, chair. So having 1 chair, but then having 2 additional council members on that committee. So I would really love that, but if it can't happen, it can't happen. For our appointment review committee, we have our IPC chairing that committee, but we also need 2 additional council members. Then our constitutional review committee, we need, I already sits on that one too. Let's end busy. So we I believe 2 more people on that one, but we can have up to 4 more. Don't think that's necessarily needed. Based on this is what I've seen from last year's council and previous council years. And then for our budget review committee, we also need 3 individuals as well, but we really love the current financial support. Look, you want to get this done now. So committee, anybody interested in doing that? Outreach to various appointments. And then we can put that. Kate, oh yeah, go ahead, question.
Can we serve on multiple committees?
You answer the multiple committees.
Are you like?
If they start your development a little bit, they also. That I can,
Yeah, I'll do ASC.
Perfect, okay. One down. Two to go, guys. Oh, so those are gonna be the appointments that different offices are in charge of, like appointing. But yeah, these are kind of, so yeah. the bar. Okay, we can come back. I love using wait time. So appointment review committee, this is the one. Is anybody else interested in appointment review committee? No, okay, so Jonathan and. Sorry, who else is there? Sarah? Okay, now, okay, sir, okay, 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 so constitutional review committee. Evan and Gabby, was anybody else interested? Okay. Cool, cool. Budget review committee? Oh, okay. Okay, so this one we can read, limited to 3 to my knowledge. But you bring such an expertise.
I'm just like fine.
You're fine with this then? Yeah.
No.
Okay, so we have Katie, Sarah, Eva. Interested. Anybody be willing to move to a different committee, like? Appointment search committee? Yes, but they can have, that one can have us. Yeah, of course. So they are reviewing, investigating, and making recommendations to change and update the USA Constitution and bylaws. No. Okay, and then the rest of y'all will be on the review committee. So we have Sarah, Katie, and how do I pronounce your name again?
Chiayi.
One more time.
Chiayi. So it's like Chiayi, but like, but like running, so like Chiayi. Chiayi. Yeah.
Okay,
Arc,
sorry, I'm gonna come back to my appointment search committee.
we'll all be hearing very shortly if you're on ARC.
Period. Okay, we have one, well, one person on our appointment search committee. I would really, really love to get this done.
Who's not in a committee yet?
Yeah. Oh.
It'll be fun, like, it'll be fun.
Oh, no.
Wait, can we, can we be in more than one?
Yes,
Is that
you
fine? So
can.
I'll do it. Yeah.
Gabby, okay, and then I was like, one more. So outreach, the Santa again, be another little.
Is that the last, like, committee and you would like everyone to be a part of one?
It would be nice to have everyone involved in the committee. So I know Tara just left, so I didn't get a chance to ask her.
Appointment search committee.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
She's someone that's been part of ARC, please let me know how I can be of service. I'm really hoping that ASC and ARC, we can get most of this done during summer so that we're not burdened throughout the school year how we were with previous council. Still interviewing to spring. So we will definitely try and get this done. And then other committees will definitely work together as well. Yeah, okay. That is what I had on that. So, our primary focus is getting our BOD appointment by week 10, because they have a retreat during the summer and just some other things that they need to have going on. So that's why we need to fill that appointment pretty quickly. But besides that, I don't really have any other comments on appointments. We're gonna be going through that system and getting their, oh, sorry.
Right, okay, so for your room class today,
Yeah.
I'm guessing, you know, we will probably send over this, because she's gonna need people.
And.
Committee, one of the first things we could do is put together a playlist.
I can't hear.
Sorry, say that again?
I don't think she can hear.
I can hear now. I can hear now. Oh, sorry.
Okay, yeah, we'll make sure to pass the mic around. Sorry about that, Lucia. Okay, so moving on to next thing, announcement of agenda rules. Say again.
Okay. So, our admin rep said this earlier, but basically, since I'm creating the agenda every week, I want everyone to know that if you want to add something to the agenda, especially if it has like attachments or anything like that, please let me know, before Friday at 5 p.m. I send it out on Friday, every Friday, at 5 p.m. according to the Robert's Rules of Orders. So I would really appreciate if you guys would like do that. And if you have attachments that are on like Google Docs or anything like that, please make it like non-editable. Make it view only, or you could just send me like a PDF. I would prefer that people don't really like edit the attachments after, especially if like it gets like mixed up with like, because the agenda is like a PDF when it gets sent out and published on the USAC website. That's pretty much it. Just send it to me by 5 p.m. or before 5 p.m. please.
Do you want to have a hard deadline, like 4:30?
4 p.m.
Okay.
on Friday. Because on Friday at 5 p.m. I am at work.
Yeah, make it.
Probably before that.
Something to think about, we just had, Soul Office does their newsletters too, and we always ask for, I don't know if an hour may be enough for you, especially if a lot of content is sent to you, so you may want to think about pushing that, like, to maybe our meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something to think about, because if everyone decides to throw it at you at 4 p.m. and you have to work at 5.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Yeah, just please do beforehand, but if you really need something like, and it's like 4 p.m., just call me. I wanted to.
Okay, sorry, just gonna reiterate. We'll do a noon deadline, but emergency, you have till 4. Okay? Cool, and we'll try to have that, we respect your time. We want to respect everyone's time here, so we'll go ahead with that. Oh, cool, and pass it back to you. Discussion of forms of communication between council.
Basically, when I was talking to Jonathan, Jessica, we were talking about different forms of communication with, between like council members. I think last year we had a Slack. We could make another Slack or whatever like form of communication you guys want. It's like really up to us, what we want. I want every single committee to also have their own like form of communication. I think for our, gonna make a Slack channel and like make a ASC and our Slack channel like combined. So it's easier for us to communicate. But that's like pretty much up to us, or is everyone okay with like using Slack?
Do we all have iPhones?
Oh, Alicia?
Oh, I
Comment?
was, I was just gonna add that I think Slack is the best way. I think like it works really well administratively, and I wouldn't want to do it through text just because I don't want my phone number to be shared with everyone.
No, yeah.
And then Lauren, comment?
Just on the student affairs side, and we don't have to take this to get out of more. We were instructed that it has to, we should be communicating through an approved university app, which is Slack for Teams. I suppose.
Oh, not seen.
So really.
Not seen. Okay.
I would love if we could have like a shared Google Calendar. Like I hear all these events and they're all like fantastic, but I'm not gonna be able to like write all this down. So maybe we could just have like a place that we could post all of our events, so we could just have like one place to see it. That would be super helpful.
That's a pretty good idea.
Just to make sure we're good with student affairs, Slack seems like our go-to. But after we're off live, definitely want to give you all my phone number so you can reach me at any time. If you do want to share your phone number with any additional council member, feel free to do so. That's up to you. I'm not gonna hold you to that. And then Janice?
Yeah, I just had a comment about the calendar thing. I get very overwhelmed by like messages, like lists of events. I'm very much more visual, so I think that's where like the Google Calendar is beneficial, but maybe a middle ground could be, I know the organization I currently run, we have a Google Doc that just has like a, when you use the table to like, you make 7 columns for each day of the week, and then you kind of have like, and people can just type in there. It can just be between council members. You can type in events there, so then you can, it's kind of in between. So if you have the capacity to go out of your way to look for events, you can check that doc, but you don't have to add it to your personal Google Calendar. So just an idea.
Yeah, and we can further discuss like how we want to do that on our Slack once we make it. But awesome. Okay, cool. Jonathan.
Speaking of, to make it, would you, who's going to make it?
Wait.
Oh.
Yeah. That's out. And you guys.
Better reactions.
Okay, did anybody else have any more comments? Oh,
Be on the lookout then for a Slack invite tomorrow.
I was wondering if she has like preferred method of contact for resolution.
So like keep good track of it. Yes, we said that. Yeah.
Cool. And then last but not least, oh my God, sorry girls for keeping you here. We have our announcement of capital contingency.
All right, hey everybody, just a courtesy announcement about contingent or capital contingency being open. So this fund serves to benefit all the in-person offices within Kirkhoff. I'm putting some information in the chat about some links that could be helpful for you all, just about the guidelines, what you can apply for. This would be really helpful if, almost anything goes within in-person offices for this. That can be anything from a desktop, lockdown equipment, filing cabinets, desks, sofas, almost anything that you need for an in-person office can be covered within the capital contingency fund. It has been very underutilized this year. I think it was granted $18,000 from surplus and roughly only $3,000 has been used. So there is plenty of funds left in case your office needs to be upgraded in terms of any refurbishments. I know IVP applied this week. We'll be reading applications next week as well as the following week. So if you do have any outstanding needs for your actual in-person physical offices, I would apply as soon as possible just to be able to get that process and some of those purchases done before the summer hits. And happy to answer any questions, starting with Sarah.
This year, we're able to get new funds next year, I assume? Like, does it reset or not?
It does, but if you're using it this year to buy, say, computer equipment, you can't then also buy the same computer. Because there is a time frame. If you've made a particular purchase, you have to use that. But yes, basically, capital contingency is fully funded through surplus. So it's open now, it's gonna close permanently until surplus comes back up again in the fall. Once we.
Let's kind of flag.
Yeah. Oh, Alicia, go ahead.
Jessica, I'm pretty sure like last year we got approved for like a desktop MacBook computer. And it never like came. We got it approved through capital contingency, and I'm just wondering if like that was just like if it gets discarded over this, like if that application gets discarded, because I don't know what happened with that, or if I should reapply again.
Reapply, we did not get the asset because most likely it just didn't get ordered in time before the funding was closed. So, yes, reapply.
Yeah, reapply this year if you did not get it last year, because most likely it wasn't ordered. And for everyone's information, if you're ordering computer equipment, you can get it from the UCLA store and you can do a purchase order. It's super easy. It'll get it ordered right away. You get all the academic discounts if you're purchasing any Apple equipment. So if you need help with that, SGA can help support that, or anybody on our SGS team can also help support getting you a quote from the store.
Cool. Amazing. Any other questions about, oh, sorry.
Yeah, so one last clarification, so if you're allocated, you have to make a purchase before summer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if you get an allocation from capital contingency, you need to put in that requisition form to make your purchase right away. The funding will no longer be available once the fiscal year closes, but I believe the rec deadlines are probably before that. So if you can do it before finals, that's preferable, because also even though you all will be applying as the new officers, because your predecessor is the signatory, you will need their signature on the rec form to complete the purchase. So you want to get those forms completed before people are gone for the summer, and then it's harder to get a signature. So yeah, try to do it before summer.
Agreed. Okay. You have, when is that? Okay, sorry. Before finals, I would say, because.
Yeah. Josh can probably talk more about specific deadlines for capital contingency, because it does have to get approved by council even after you apply. FICOM will make the allocation, then it'll come to council for approval, so just keep that in mind.
Josh, do you have a deadline?
So the deadlines for that would be just I mean, as fast as possible would be ideal in any case, but at least for the requisition deadline, that would be midnight on the last day of finals week, so just at the end of the academic year. And we'll be reading allocations for capital contingency in the next two council meetings. And I believe I also have power or emergency power to be able to grant allocations after that point, but they would be a lesser amount. But yeah, requisitions would be great to have those in by that would be Friday the 16th of June, so end of finals week.
Thank you. Okay. Any other questions? While we have Josh on the line. I didn't speak that for a little bit. Okay, cool. And that concludes our meeting. Okay, this meeting is now adjourned at 8:39 p.m.